How's that? All right, here we go. Gentlemen, girls, boys, hockey fans of all ages and all genders, welcome to the Arena, home of Storm Hockey. We are honored to be your host for today's game between the visiting Rome Free Academy Black Knights and your Ontario Bay Storm. We ask that both teams show their team and school spirit, but please only exhibit enthusiasm that is appropriate and positive for players, coaches, and officials. Let the players play, let the coaches coach, and let the officials officiate. Be loud, be proud, and most importantly, be respectful. Thank you in advance for making today's game awesome. Please be aware that this facility is managed by a parent-led group of volunteers, and your assistance in keeping the arena clean is greatly appreciated. Warming blankets have been provided for your convenience in the bleacher section of the arena. Please be sure to fold and return your blanket to the appropriate receptacle at the conclusion of today's game. And now, let's begin by introducing the starting lineup for the visiting Rome Free Academy Black Knights. Beginning on defense, number 2, Steve Mudry. On defense, number 16, Landon Sully. On offense, number 4, Braden Meeks. On offense, number 7, Mark Verano. On offense, number 14, Jacob Bruno. And in goal, number 30, Dante Sporix. The Rome Free Academy Black Knights are led by head coach Jason Nowicki. And now, the starting lineup for your Ontario Bay Storm. Beginning on defense, number 4, Captain Connor. On defense, number 17, Sam Bubble Newton. On offense, number 5, Caleb. On offense, number 8, James Big Yellow Long. And on offense, number 21, Caleb. And in goal, protecting the net between the pipes, number 30, Nathan Gillette. And the rest of your Ontario Bay Storm. The Storm's coached by head coach Steve Olson. At this time, I would like to ask everyone who is able to please rise. Tonight, we dedicate this game to 8-year-old Hunter Stoffel. You can see him on the blue line there at the Ontario Bay end. Hunter is an 8-year-old hockey player from the Salmon River 8U team who lives and breathes hockey. On January 5th, he was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma. Ewing sarcoma is an aggressive bone cancer which requires rigorous chemotherapy. Hunter faces about 8 months of treatment and potentially limb salvage ceremony. Since then, our hockey community has come around Hunter and his loved ones, sharing love, compassion, care, and action. We've organized a raffle this evening, and a portion of the shirts sold in the lobby are to raise funds for the Stoffel family as they face medical and day-to-day expenses in the months ahead. Thank you to everyone who's already given time, energy, and dollars. Every bit matters. So at this time, I'd like to ask everyone to please remove your headgear, place your hand over your heart. Any active duty, veteran, or retired servicemen and servicewomen may salute as desired, as we listen to the playing of our national anthem. Tonight, we honor Hunter with positivity, unity, and strength. Let's fill the rink with noise and encouragement. Clap your hands, tap your sticks, cheer loudly. Let Hunter and his family feel the power in this community. Tonight, we play with heart. Tonight, we play for Hunter. Let's play some hockey! Gotcha. All right, here we go. Ref are ready. Players are ready. And there's a face-off won by Law. Puck comes back. LeDuc moves it forward through the neutral zone. Going back to pick it up is Stephen Mudry for RFA. Puck goes back into the RFA corner. Law can't catch that in the traffic, so it comes around. LeDuc not able to hold that in. Moving this puck out. Braden Meeks trying to feed this over to Bruno. Jacob Bruno has to play this over against the wall. Dumps this in towards the net. Law trying to pull that puck out for Ontario Bay. Puck tied up along the side. Pushed out, held in by Stephen Mudry. Law trying to fight that puck out, makes its way to Robert. Caleb Robert feeds that across to Ramus. Ramus not able to catch it, and we're just going to leave that puck alone and make a line change. On the ice, Cameron Dallen with Ethan Potter and Connor Dumont. Puck in the corner. Brock LaPlante trying to dig it out. Puck comes to Connor Dumont. Dumont passes it up to Dallen. Dallen goes around Aiden Van Wee. Shot. Glove save. Dante Spurry. Off the face-off, puck comes around, held in by Corbin Willis. Now out it comes. Shot taken, Brock LaPlante saved made. Dumont gets this out to Dallen. Dallen gets it by Aiden Van Wee, but Van Wee blocks Dallen, and Miles Mendiola comes around. Tried to get that puck out, held in by Willis. Puck goes into the corner. Van Wee sends this back behind the net. And RFA able to bring this out into the neutral zone. Colin Baldiga dumps that puck in. Back to pick it up is Dylan Van Brocklin. Goes D to D to Corbin Willis. Willis driving this puck up. Held in at the point, though, by RFA. Shot on net. Save, and Nate Gillette. Puck goes to the corner. Willis feeds this up for Potter. Potter looked away, though. Lost that puck. Comes back to Willis, and he sends this into the neutral zone. I thought it was going into the bench. RFA popping back in to the offensive end. Charlie Townsend shot and a save made, whether he knew it or not, by Nate Gillette. Puck back out at the point. Stephen Mudry pass over to the other side. There's a shot by Verano, saved by Gillette. This puck leaks out into the neutral zone, played back by Charlie Townsend. Townsend, his end of the neutral zone, makes a move into the O zone, winds up, shot blocked by Van Brocklin, goes against the boards at the top of the faceoff dot. Circle, even. Here's Leo Carpenter, pops out one in the air right into the glove of Nate Gillette. Here's the faceoff. Robert coming down. He's taken out, but dumps that puck down. Ramus going after it, picking that puck off. Miles Mendiola curls around with it. Mendiola pass out to the blue line for Bruno. Jacob tried shoveling it up for Brandon Meeks, and does Meeks. Passes this into the slot, and that's taken away by James Law. Law looking too fancy. Must have let that bleach go too deep into his scalp. He did dye his hair blonde for reasons we don't know. Carter Donnelly sends that around to Ramus. Ramus picks it up, comes up on the near side. Skates this out into the middle. Ramus backhands this up into the neutral zone, and that's taken by Hayden Van Wee. Hayden, hard shot up, or pass up. That got tipped along the way. Brock LaPlante not able to catch it at his blue line. Jude Sestito going to work, as is LaPlante. Law comes over. Caleb Roberts sends this out in the neutral zone. One touch over is picked off by Aaron Folman. Folman snapping that forward. Drives this in to the zone. Not very far, though. Everybody's spearing out at it. Out it comes. Stephen Mudry picks this up at center ice. Carries this into the O zone. Top of the circle. Sends that across. Aaron Coleman did not get the message that he was supposed to crash the net. Aiden Van Wee over to Mudry. Mudry dumps this puck in. Goes back behind the Obey net onto the far side at the hash mark. Jackson Smith gets this out to Grant Harris. Grant not able to get this for Caleb O'Hagan. Jackson Smith giving Mendiola a run for his money in the corner. Smith has it, tries feeding this over to Caleb O'Hagan. O'Hagan back to Smith. Smith sends this into the trapezoid. Rome snaps this up along the board to get this out. Out it comes. LeDuc grabs this, comes over to the middle, and he couldn't break into the offensive zone with the puck. Puck comes back out to Ethan Potter. Potter to Sam Newton. Newton sends this into the neutral zone. Taken away, Aiden Van Wee over to Mendiola. Miles off the boards, and Connor DeMott sends that puck in at deep. Dante Spurray stalls it behind the net for Van Wee. He sends this around the board, pushed in by Sam Newton. Puck goes right to Jacob Bruno, though. Bruno on the far side, stopped by LeDuc at the point, sends this in. Obey checks up on side. Puck comes back to Mendiola. Mendiola over to Van Wee. Not Van Wee, excuse me. Yes, Van Wee. I was right. Loose puck in the corner. Now it comes out into the slot. Poked away. Aiden Van Wee from the point. Shot fired. Save made. Rebound to Jacob Bruno. Bruno can't get that back to a teammate. LeDuc sends this up off the boards. Picked up by Connor DeMott. DeMott jumps this puck in. Sparace plays it in the trapezoid. Sends it back to the corner for Van Wee. Down comes over. Frees that puck. And it gets taken away, though, by Zach Sandstrom. Sandstrom making his way into the slot, loses that puck. It comes back into the neutral zone, scooped up by Mark Verano. Verano to Van Wee. Aiden Van Wee in the circle. Centering pass deflected off the skate of Corbin Willis. Now off the skate of Cameron Dallen. Verano shot. Rebound. Brock LaPlante. Save made. Nate Gillette. Had work to do with the market there. In the neutral zone, RFA sends his puck off the boards back into the Obey zone. Picked up by Carter. Donnelly sends this back behind the net. Far side grab by Aaron Coleman. Coleman carries this into the trapezoid. Stops. Oh, pass shot. I don't know what it was, but it didn't go in the goal. That's all I do know. Puck grabs Stephen Wheeler. Loses this back behind the net. RFA coming around from the corner. Tried sending it to the point. Blocked by Van Brocklin. Donnelly pressed up against the forwards by Aaron Coleman. Battle for that puck. Ref screaming for it. He wants it. Noah Hoteling feeds that to Donnelly. Donnelly sends this up along the boards, picked up by Mendiola. Mendiola, DDD pass set up, touched and dropped into the offensive zone. RFA going off for a change as this puck is grabbed by, I don't know who. And that puck's going to go down for an icing. We'll bring this face-off with 10 minutes left in the opening period, all the way down by Dante Spirace. Check, check, check. All right, there we go. Oh, I think that's a better microphone sound. Anyway, back at the Obe zone. Shot goes high off the glass. Jacob Bruno loses this, turns this over. Sent around by Sebastian Guile or James Law. In the middle, Ramus not able to catch that puck. Aiden Van Wee breaks the plane, goes into the offensive end. Sends that puck in deep. Puck trickles to the corner. Picked up by whoever's wearing 23 tonight. So I wonder if that's Andrew Gardner. You know who's wearing 23 tonight? Who forgot their jersey? What's that? It's the person that left their jersey at home. Stephen Mudry with this for RFA. Stopped by Connor Leduc at his blue line. Leduc coming back with this puck. Sends this puck into the offensive end. Spirace plays this over to the side. Van Wee can't clear it. Leduc shot. Soft shot. Blocked by Spirace. Loose puck. Top shot. Dan-Dalin misses. How did he miss that? Oh, the only thing he's going to miss more is the ride home. Oh, Cameron, so close. Puck over. Corbin Willis shot low off the skate of Connor DeMott. Coming back to pick it up for Rome is Aaron Coleman. Sends this into the neutral zone. Returned by Hoteling. One touch back to Ethan Potter. Not able to carry that in. Here's Jude Sestito back. Shot low. Save Nate Gillette. Rebound sent over to the boards and picked up by Connor DeMott. He gets us out into the neutral zone. Tries to get turned back. Dumped in by Sestito. Grabbed by Corbin Willis. Willis over the center line. Dumps that puck in. Collected on the far side by Miles Mendiola. At his blue line, Aaron Coleman battling for that puck. Carter Donnelly sends it up, and Coleman ices it. And that'll bring the faceoff down by Dante Spirace. Who's wearing 23 for O'Day? Race off to the right side of Dante. Won by Caleb O'Hagan. O'Hagan going to the corner. Aiden Van Wee grabs this puck and is able to get it by Van Brocklin. And that's going to be another icing. We'll bring the faceoff back down. James Law in for the faceoff against Jude Sestito. Sestito wins the draw. Mudry fires it all the way around. Donnelly not able to hold it at the blue line. Stops it, though. Ramus trying to squeeze it around. Caleb Roberts skates by it. Everybody skated by it. Puck passed up to Verano. Verano sends this ahead. Bruno not able to break free of his back checker to get on that puck. There's a shot and a goal from the center point. Aaron, is that who scored that? Just turn so I could see. Oh, it was Aiden Van Wee with the goal. Rome Free Academy goal scored by number 10, Aiden Van Wee. Assisted by number 14, Jacob Bruno. From number 7, Mark Verano. Van Wee from Bruno from Verano. Time of the Black Knights goal, 9:36 of the first period. Battle for that puck. It comes out into the neutral zone, picked up by Miles Mendiola. Passed up and touched into the offensive end. Going back to get it, James Law can't send it past Jude Sestito. Caleb Robert gets it into the neutral zone. Turned back, though, by RFA. That puck is jumped in deep. Sam Newton passes it over, makes its way to Caleb Ramus. Ramus to Robert. Robert snaps it into the offensive end, and that line's going to go off for their change. Off goes line 1. On comes line 3. Wow, we're not going in order. That's impressive. Here's Stephen Wheeler. Around. Oh, loses that puck on the side of the net. And we've got a hooking penalty against Rome. Rome Free Academy penalty, number 22, Jaden Hussey, 2-minute minor for hooking. Number 22, 2 minutes, hook. Time of the minor penalty, 10:39 of the first period, and it's an Ontario Bears power play. Law in for the face-off. Power play line out there, PP1. And Donnelly not able to hold it. Has to pull that back. And now he sends that in. Spurray stalls it back behind the net. Mudry trying to clear it out. And that time it does get cleared. Goes on net, and Gillette's going to hold on to that. Well, power play line 1 had 34 seconds out there. Time for PP2. Ramus taking a face-off against Sestito. Puck goes into the corner. Leduc plays it up to Hotailing. Hotailing sends this off the boards. DeMott not able to catch it. Hotailing, I don't know why they're all skating away from the puck. Here's Connor DeMott with it. He's going to carry it himself into the offensive end. Forced into the corner and checked by Carson Pettinelli, I think. And Leduc misses that at the blue line. Obey's got to get themselves reset. Less than a minute to go in the player advantage. Aiden Van Wee with the puck. It wasn't Pettinelli before. It was Van Wee. Puck comes out. Leduc grabs it. Shot wide left. Ethan Potter picks it up off the boards. Shot on net. Save Dante Spurace. 5:04 remaining in the first period. 43 seconds remaining in the player advantage for Ontario Bay. There's the face-off. Puck comes around on the near side. Leduc trying to play it. Pushes this back towards score. Shot by Law is blocked. And it is picked up by Jacob Bruno. Bruno took a bunch of tries for him to send that puck down. picked up by LeDuc. LeDuc fires this up towards the point. Law comes up for it. Not able to get that away, and Bruno sends that puck back in. Less than 20 seconds in the player advantage. Dalin pops that puck ahead. Had to push his way by Caleb Robert. Sparace fires that right back out. Knocked down by LeDuc. Dumped in by Jacob Bruno. Willis sends that back behind to Law. Law fires it into the neutral zone, and the teams return to even strength. LeDuc from behind the net passes it up to Caleb Robert. Robert sneaks it into the neutral zone and using the softest ways possible, maintains possession of the puck. Passes it back to Connor LeDuc. LeDuc cross-ice pass over for Corbin Willis. Willis over the center line, dumps this puck in. Ethan Potter's got to step up to go get that puck. Sparace sends it around. Here comes Aaron Coleman, passes this puck forward. Too far. Oh, we've got an interference call against Stephen Wheeler, I believe. Ontario Bay Storm penalty. Number 2, Stephen Wheeler. 2-minute minor for interference. Number 2, 2 minutes interference. Time of the minor penalty, 13:17 of the first period. Puck comes back to the point. Aiden Van Wees sends this at the hash mark. Back to Van Wee at the center point. He feeds this over for Verano. Verano not able to catch that pass. Has to chase it down. Gets that puck to Mendiola. Mendiola behind the goal. Back to Aiden Van Wee at the center point. Sends it in off the post and it kicks its way out. Bruno after it. In front, shot and a save. Dalin picks up that loose puck. Couldn't keep it, though. Verano feeds this over to Van Wee. Van Wee tried getting this back over for Bruno. It got tipped by Law and Van Brocklin. Verano holds this at the point. Marked at the top of the circle. Shot, save made. Nate Gillette. Face off to the left side of Nate Gillette. Caleb Ramus squaring off against Braden Meeks. Excuse me. Will is trying to get that out. Meeks sends this up to the point. Van Wee back to Meeks. Meeks shot low. Somebody's stick goes flying through the air. It's Caleb Ramus's. He recollects it. Meeks with this fires this all the way across to Verano. Shot, kicked, blocked by Nate Gillette. Puck goes into the corner. LeDuc sends this around. Oh, and it snuck out the hole in the netting. We don't even need the netting. The puck still comes out. So get rid of it. Ramus and Meeks. Meeks wins the draw. Brock LaPlante passes this puck over to Bruno. Jacob Bruno moving in. Back to Van Wee, over to Verano. Verano shot through traffic is blocked. Backhanded back behind the goal by Brock LaPlante. Collected in the corner by Jacob Bruno. Bruno back to Van Wee. Van Wee to the center point, back to Bruno. Bruno sends this in deep, and Meeks couldn't get it. Nice stick lift by LeDuc, but coming in, Brock LaPlante to pick that puck up and maintain possession for RFA. Van Wee to Verano. Verano shot, save. Verano with his rebound comes around far side, blocked by LeDuc. Less than 10 seconds to go. This puck center held in by Van Wee. Van Wee fires it on net. Save made. Meeks centering pass, and it's a goal. Is that Bruno? I believe Captain Bruno with the goal. Row 3 Academy goal scored by number 14, Jacob Bruno, assisted by number 4, Braden Meeks, from number 10, Aiden Van Wee. 14 from 4 from 10. Time of the Black Knights goal as the penalty expired, 15-17 of the second period. There's a save made by Nate Gillette. He's going to hold on to that one for the faceoff. $1:11 to go in the period. Hey, there's the puck. Law in for the faceoff. Faceoff won by Bruno. Shot and a save. Rebound Meeks. Save. Puck comes into the corner. Held by Verano. Verano loses this. Caleb Roberts skates this puck out. 1 minute of play remaining in the first period. 1 minute remaining. RFA sends this across, goes behind Verano, couldn't catch it, but able to move that puck for Bruno, and that's an offsides against the Black Knights. All right, we got 44 viewers here. We got between now and about 15 minutes from now to get at least 50 viewers on here. That faceoff won by Meeks. Aiden Van Wee passes this over the blue line to Bruno. Bruno wrapped up, and now Meeks picks this up. Meeks sends this ahead behind the net for Verano. Mark in the corner battling for it. Puck comes up high. Van Wee there, shot fired. Tipped and goes to the corner. Caleb Roberts tried to get it out. Ramus tried to get it out. Verano ripped that at the corner. Ramus grabs it, can't clear it though. Mudry holds it in, fires this back in, comes into the near corner. Verano after it, 10 seconds to go. Verano to Meeks. Meeks with it, trying to send this out in front. Law back there, has this pinned up against the boards. Bruno driving it through in the corner, and that's where this period's going to end. And that concludes another exciting period of ice hockey here at the Haldane Memorial Arena, home of Storm Hockey. At the end of the first period, it is RFA 2, Ontario Bay 0. Make sure you get all of the raffle tickets you can possibly handle. We've got the 50-50 raffle going on, as well as the raffle baskets for Hunter Stoffel. Those raffle baskets will be drawn at the end of the second period, and I will announce the winners during our next intermission. Make sure you get your raffle tickets now. I am the Dan-Dalin of Positive Influence, and we'll be back with fresh ice soon. All right, thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you in advance for calling all of your friends, neighbors, and your neighbors' friends and telling them to jump on this live stream to watch this exciting hockey game from Pulaski. And thank you for subscribing. I am the Dan-Dalin, a Positive Influence, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. All right, we are back, hockey fans. This microphone not viewed out. Anthony Paul Hamus, I love you too, man. RFA wins that faceoff, pushes that puck into the Ontario Bay zone. Makes shot, save made, and some people a little too close to Nate Gillette for their comfort. Face off to the right side of Nate Gillette. Pushed over to the side by Law. Law going after it. Meeks has it against the... not Meeks, excuse me. Jacob Bruno. Now Bruno and Meeks behind the net. Ball comes out in front. Leduc gets it, not able to get it out, though. And Bruno sends this into the corner. Caleb Robert picks this puck up at the blue line. He's going to skate this ahead. He's got Ramus with him. Overskates that puck, though. Loses at the blue line. Able to smack it in deep back behind the net. Mudry puts this back to the corner. Robert trying to play it. Having a hard time. Aiden Van Wee sends this puck around over onto the near side. Verano trying to get it out. Leduc able to hold it in. Goes right back to Mark Verano. Verano into the offensive end. Tried pulling that by Van Brocklin. Not able to. That is an offsides as RFA checks up onsides. Connor Leduc comes out with the puck on the near side. Leduc into the ozone. Shot blocked by Mudry off the backboard. Covered up by Dante Spurace. Puck comes back to the center point. Willis not able to get his shot through. Coming out with this puck is Charlie Townsend. Townsend forced over to the side by Van Brocklin. Coming in behind Sestito. Jude pushing this up. Now this puck knocked back out by Van Brocklin. Missed by Jaden Hussey at the blue line. He's going to race and chase that down. Back behind the net. Sends it around for Connor DeMott. DeMott sends this in deep for Ethan Potter. Potter battling. Puck comes up. Dalin trying to get it and has it. Shot and a whistle. Doesn't matter. Spurace with the save. And it's a cross-check against Connor DeMott. Haven't sent Connor to the penalty box in a while. Doesn't mean he's not familiar and comfortable with it. Oh, we're at 49 viewers. We need one more for 50. Porsche's going to save the day. Ontario Bay penalty, number 14, Connor DeMott. 2-minute minor for cross-checking. Number 14, 2 minutes cross-check. Time of the minor penalty, 1:47 of the second period. Dalin with that puck in deep, passes out to Law. Shot. Oh, goes off the top of the crossbar. Off the glass and back out into the neutral zone. Dump it back in by Carter Donnelly. Oh, no. Here we go. 52. Oh, way to be. Hockey family. Now, if everybody calls one more friend, we'll get to 100. How cool would that be? Aiden Van Wee takes his puck into the corner. Uses the official as a blocker. Dalin had that puck for a moment. Braden Meeks takes it away. Shot fired by Bruno. Save made. Rebound picked up by Van Brocklin. Van Brocklin in the corner. Still has the puck. It's still there. Mark Verano. I don't know. He did something. Oh, it's a shot from Van Wee off the tip of the skate into the corner. Centering pass stolen by Law. Law trying to get this around Van Wee. Spurace comes out and fires that puck into the bench. Delay a game! Right? Spurace fired that right into the bench. Should be a delay of game. He didn't even try to play it off the boards. But whatever. Stephen Mudry wins this face-off. Got 45 seconds left in the player advantage for Rome. Puck is passed over to Brock LaPlante. LaPlante fires this across for Sestito, I think. Jude Sestito in the O-zone. Over near side, Charlie Townsend with it. Townsend's got LeDuc all over him. Feds it back out to the center point. And this comes out back into the neutral zone with Mudry. Mudry to Sestito. Sestito getting reset. Here comes Mudry. He dumps this puck. Oh, he tried to dump it in. It got rejected. 10 seconds to go in the penalty, the cross-check penalty against Connor DeMott. Stephen Wheeler trying to pick the pocket of Sestito. Shot, save, rebound, and the teams return to even strength. They can't feed it. They couldn't get it. I don't think Corbin Willis realized he tried to get that just barely out of the zone. He had a wide open Connor DeMott at the far blue line. I'm not sure if he quite recognized that or not. Comes with time. Here's Connor LeDuc. Captain LeDuc with the puck. Over the blue line into the offensive end, trying to lean his way towards the middle. Miles Mendiola, too much of a body for LeDuc to shift. Here's Dalin off the bench, centering pass, and DeMott misses it. Puck picked up by Jacob Bruno, feeds this out for Meeks, Braden Meeks. Off the board, swatted out by LeDuc. LeDuc tries firing it back, one off the leg pad of Meeks. Meeks from the corner sends this to the point. The one-time clapper from Mendiola misses wide. Centering pass. Oh, Mix misses that 1T as well. Recollected by Mendiola, RFA, and Obey catching a breath. No time for that. Here comes Meeks. Short pass to Bruno. Bruno over the blue line, dumps it in. Losing the puck, Basler, as he lost his edge. From the point, Mendiola fires it. Deflected. Mark Verano picks this up in the corner. Verano trying to shake off Basler. Coming around near side. Nice stop by Dalin, not allowing the centering pass or the wraparound. Cameron with the puck. Cameron looking, and I thought he was going to pass it to DeMott. Didn't. Shot and a rebound. DeMott there, but it didn't come out far enough for him. Brock LaPlante now in the neutral zone. Drops this off at the blue line of Verano. Shot save by Nate Gillette. Loose puck picked up by Jude Sestito. Sestito sends this out, and that is not held in by Jaden Hussey. Hussey knocked over by Potter. Ethan Potter shot, glove save, Dante Sparace. Face off to the right side of Sparace. Aiden Van Wee tries to send it around to the far side. Abe Pasella picks it up, feeds this to Jackson Smith. Smith has in the middle for Pasella. Pasella back to Van Brocklin. Van Brocklin winds up, shot off the skate of Brock LaPlante, deflected over to Charlie Townsend. Townsend hits the center line, dumps that puck in. Van Brocklin goes and picks it up in the near corner. Oh, he missed it. Smith sends this up, comes out into the neutral zone. Van Wee fires it back in. Van Brocklin back to chase it down in the trapezoid, collides with the Rome Free Academy player. Aiden Coleman sends this up to the point. Van Wee can't hold it in. He's got to skate this back to his half of the neutral zone. Now he's in his own zone. Aiden Van Wee, far side, up the boards, ices the puck. He tried to hit his teammate, but he missed him. There's a shot, save made, rebound, comes all the way up, fired from the point by Jaden Hussey, held on to by Nate Gillette. That shot blocked by Ramus. Law trying to play it out. Puck taken away at the blue line, and Law gets it back. Law dancing it on both sides of Braden Meeks. And not able to get that one in. Rebound. Or a loose puck picked up by Verano. Verano feeds it ahead to Bruno. Bruno in front shot, and it trickles over Mark Verano with the goal.
Last call for Rebels.
Yep. Rome Free Academy goal scored by number 7, Mark Verano. Assisted by number 14, Jacob Bruno from number 4, Braden Meeks. 7 from 14 from 4. Time of the Black Knights goal, 7:22 of the second period. Last call for raffle basket raffle tickets. Last call for raffle basket raffle tickets. Last call for 50-50 raffle tickets. Last call for raffle tickets. That puck dumped in by Rome. Nice little check by Dan-Dalin to remove Coleman from that play. Donnelly not able to get that puck out. Now he does. Donnelly sends this ahead. Aiden Van Wee gets a piece of it, trying to maintain possession. Passes off the boards for Coleman. Obey is offsides, and that's going to be... he's going to send that all the way down. I bet you. It's at least going to be there, I would think. Nope. How generous. Stephen Wheeler taking a faceoff, drives that puck forward, goes right to Miles Mendiola. Mendiola sends this up to Coleman. Coleman touches it into the offensive end, grabbed by Corbin Willis. Willis along the boards for Vertzis. Noah Vertzis pulls this away, feeds it right to Noah Hotelling. Noah to Noah. Hotelling dumps that in. Going to work in the corner with Jaden Hussey. Sent around Vertzis in the far corner, snaps this up to Van Brocklin, gets it to the middle. Wheeler not able to get that shot off. Nice job by Van Brocklin holding that in and ripping it back down behind the goal. This puck played up, held in by Willis. Willis again able to hold that in. Puck is just sitting there, picked up by Mendiola. Here comes Miles over the blue line, shot gobbled up by the sternum of Nate Gillette. Bruno taking that face off against Law. Law pulls this over to Newton. Newton sends this back behind the net. LeDuc wraps up his guy. Caleb Robert puts the check on. Jacob Bruno gets the puck, and Aiden Van Wee fires it at the net, blocked by Sam Newton. Back out to the point. Mudry shot blocked by James Law. Law going over to the far side. He's not able to play on that puck. Puck comes over towards the slot. LeDuc grabs it and feeds this out into the neutral zone. Sent over to the far boards by Mudry. Dumped in by Bruno. Off the backboard. Picked up by Connor LeDuc. LeDuc from the trapezoid. Sends this through the legs of Charlie Townsend. And out it comes. Aiden Van Wee steals it and sends this back down the ice. And Aiden drew a penalty. It's going to be a tripping penalty against Ontario Bay. What? Ontario Bay penalty, number 5, Caleb Robert, 2-minute minor for tripping. Number 5, 2 minutes trip. Time of the minor penalty, 9:52 of the second period. Nate Van Wee over to Braden Meeks, back to Van Wee. Van Wee sends this in, blocked in front. Puck grab by Cameron Dalin. Dalin trying to send it wide of Verano and Aiden Van Wee. Unfortunately, he practices with both of them 3 days a week and plays games with them 2 days a week. So they certainly know his style. Verano over to Van Wee. Van Wee steps up, shot, save, rebound, grab, Meeks, blocked by Van Brocklin. Meeks sends this over. That shot is tipped high. Jacob Bruno over to Van Wee. Van Wee back to Bruno. Bruno over to Meeks. Meeks on net. Save. And finally a whistle. And Van Brocklin coming in to protect his goaltender. Raffle basket. Keep drawn now, sir. You are waiting for that special moment. That special moment is now. Go buy your raffle ticket. Face-off won by RFA. Comes back to the point for Mudry. Mudry drifts over to the center point. Feeds this in for Townsend. Townsend back to Mudry. Mudry over for Sestito. He's got to play it off the boards. Sestito across to Townsend. And Willis able to get this to Ramus, almost out. Sestito catches it at the blue line. Sestito skates his way in over the end line. LeDuc trying to keep him back, takes that puck away, but it's taken back by RFA. Carson Pettinelli passes over to Mudry. Mudry back to Pettinelli. Pettinelli through to Townsend. Charlie sneaks it in. A one-timer. Save made. Puck picked up behind the net by Pettinelli, and he feeds this back over to Townsend. Townsend drops it back for Mudry. Mudry over to Sestito. Sestito drifts back to the middle. Feeds Mudry. Shot through. Save made. Rebound. Goal. And we got some extracurriculars going on. Rome Free Academy goals scored by number 18, Carson Pettinelli, unassisted. Number 18, unassisted. Rome Free Academy penalty, number 18, Carson Pettinelli. 2-minute minor for unsportsmanlike conduct. Time of the goal and minor penalties, 11:47 of the second period, and it's an Ontario power play. Puck comes over for Donnelly. Donnelly to Dalin. Dalin to Law. Law in the slot shot gets tipped by Miles Mendiola. And if these boys think they're going to score on Dante Spirace, it's not going to be by shooting it straight onto him. This puck has got to move around. You have to catch Dante leaning the wrong way. Here's Donnelly's shot. Kick save. Rebound grab by Mark Verano. Verano skating down, and that's going to be a penalty against Miles Mendiola. Oh, and I think Caleb Roberts going to go to the sin bin as well. Incidental minor penalties. Ontario Bay, number 5, Caleb Robert, 2-minute minor for holding. Rome Free Academy, number 25, Miles Mendiola, 2-minute minor for unsportsmanlike conduct. Time of the incidental minor penalties, 12:55 of the second period. Here's a shot, misses, comes all the way around and down. Picked up by Stephen Mudry. That dump is stopped by Connor Leduc. Leduc in. Centering. Shot on net. I thought he was going to center it. Got to have movement if you're going to get this by Dante Sparace. Dante has a 9.48 save percentage. He's one of the top 3 goalies in Section 3. If not the top. And that puck is iced. Face-off won by Obey. A shot by Cameron Basler hit Cameron Dalin. That's off the glass, held in by Donnelly on net, save made. Dalin picks this up at the circle, feeds this back to Law. Law and Dalin in the corner together. That's a no-no. Law comes up at the half boards, fires that save, rebound to Donnelly. Donnelly feeds this back to Dalin behind the goal. Teams are even. That shot wide left. Donnelly steps up, feeds this back in. Stephen Wheeler with it. Wheeler pulls this back to the corner. Gets checked off that puck. Charlie Townsend trying to clear it. Comes back around to the near corner for Cameron Dalin. Dalin is being hugged by Nate Van Wee. Boy, hockey's full of love, isn't it? Dalin on the far side after he shook off Van Wee. So Law to Basler. The shot blocked in front by Jude Sestito. Law holds that in. Van Wee sends this back. Basler from the point, fires it. Glove save, Dante Sparace. Face-off sent back behind the Rome goal. Mark Verano feeds this out into the neutral zone for Bruno. Bruno sent it ahead. And Braden Meeks was so far down. He was almost behind the goal, I think, waiting for that pass. That's an offside. Did I say Nate Van Wee here? I meant Aiden. RFA with this puck sends us up into the neutral zone, dumped in by Braden Meeks. Leduc and Verano going after it. Verano takes out Leduc. And that's interference. It stopped him from trying to make a play on the puck. He couldn't get to the puck. Verano in the box for interference. Rome Free Academy penalty, number 7, Mark Verano. 2-minute minor for interference. Number 7, 2 minutes interference. Time of the minor penalty, 15:23 of the second period, and it's an Ontario. Up. And that puck is dumped down by Stephen Mudry this time. Picked up by Ethan Potter. Potter from the near side sends this up for Law. Law hits it off the face of Jacob Bruno. Chases it down. Passed up to Robert. Robert leaves it for Dalin. Dalin in deep. Passes it back to Donnelly. Shot, save made. At least there was movement on it. Not much left to right, but at least front to back. Potter grabs that puck, dumps it in. And that got touched. It's an offsides. I know, Karen, right? Announcing Nate Van Wee when he's playing with Bailey and Aiden Van Wee when he's playing with Cameron and talking to their dad, Nate Van Wee, before the game. Face-off sent to the far side. Brought up by Raymond. Caleb Ramirez. Woo! Ontario Bay Storm power play goal scored by number 21, Caleb. Assisted by number 14, Connor Damon. 21 from 14, time of the Ontario Bay Storm power play goal, 16:25 of the second period. DeMott with the puck, trying to make some space, trying to feed it out, not able to get it out, dumped all the way back in. Van Brocklin fires this up and down, grabbed by DeMott at the blue line, tries pulling it to the middle, nice touch by Miles Mendiola. And that'll do it. And that concludes another exciting period of ice hockey here at the Haldane Memorial Arena, home of Storm Hockey. At the end of 2 periods of play, it's Ontario Bay 1, RFA 4. I'm going to go down. All right, hockey fans, here we are, third and final period. Make some noise for the last period of the season. That puck sent all the way around, held in at the point, fired, and a goal. Stephen Mudry. I think Steven shot it. I think it got tipped in by Braden Meeks. Let's find out. Rome Free Academy goal scored by number 4, Braden Meeks, assisted by number 2, Stephen Mudry. 4 from 2. Time of the Black Knights goal, 0:15 of the third period. Dan-Dalin went in with that one, not able to bury. Mark Verano coming back with it, makes his way into the slot shot, and that got tipped by Corbin Willis into the glass. Ethan Potter had that tied up and coming away, though. Aaron Coleman in the corner sends us around back behind the goal. Shot fired by Aiden Van Wee. Save made. Dylan Van Brocklin fires that around. Van Wee fell over Connor DeMott as he made a turn to try to make a play on that puck. Skating away there, Miles Mendiola sends this off the boards, turned back by Van Brocklin. Wheeler not able to catch it. Charlie Townsend has it. That gets sent over to the far corner. Back behind the net now, Jude Sestito with it, looking for somebody to pass, sends it out to the slot. Townsend not able to get it on his twig. Wheeler battling at the hash marks for it. Puck comes back. Mendiola able to send that back in deep, goes to the far corner. Corbin Willis chasing after it. Willis off the glass, held in at the point by Jaden Hussey, and he fired that in. This puck comes out, leaks all the way out. Mendiola to Hussey. Hussey tries hitting it across. Blocked by DeMott. Wheeler into the ozone. Wheeler with this puck into the corner, waiting for the rest of his line to show up. There's Noah Hoteling. He gets wrapped up by Jaden Hussey. Stephen Wheeler with the puck at the bottom of the circle. Now in the corner, loses it. Puck picked up by Miles Mendiola. Fires us out into the neutral zone. That goes back in off of Hoteling. In the corner, Carson Pettinelli picks it up, rips this all the way around far side. Carter Donnelly dumps this back in deep. Hussey from the trapezoid, near side off the boards. No icing. They're waving it off for reasons I don't understand. Played by Nate Gillette, back behind the net, sent over. Leo Carpenter at the hash mark sends us towards the goal. Gets deflected away, and Donnelly's carrying it out. Donnelly to Caleb Robert. He can't catch that pass well, but he's trying to recover. That's going to be a high stick, except he gets touched by Stephen Mudry first. Donnelly fires this up. Mudry grabs it, sends this over to the defense. They rip that up. Verano doesn't catch it, but touches it. Puck goes in. Jacob Bruno with it in the corner. Bruno has Aiden Van Wee calling for it at the point. Aiden not able to get it as he got wrapped up, able to send this all the way across to Mudry. Mudry fires this forward off the stick of Meeks down into the corner. Sebastian Guile going after it. Centering pass, nothing doing. It's loose in the slot. Shot off the post and comes back behind Nate Gillette to the corner. All the way up at the point. Verano fires it back in. Jacob Bruno puts it nowhere. And James Law ices that puck. He just wants to see it leave the zone for a moment, and for a moment, that moment is gone. Face-off won by RFA. Puck comes back to the point. Mendiola sends this in deep. Leduc gets a piece of it, trying to send it up and out. Got it to O'Hagan. O'Hagan has it taken away by Sestito. O'Hagan recovering, back-checking like a champ. Gets it away from Brock LaPlante. Fires it up for Hoteling. I mean, not Hoteling, excuse me, Grant Harris. Harris missed it. Dumped back in by Jude Sestito. This comes off the skate of Sestito. Wait a minute. They have 2 threes? Or is that an 8? It's 13. Oh, it's Leo Carpenter on defense. No, it's an 8. That's Caleb Burns back there. Sorry, Caleb. LeDuc shot, save made, Dante Spirace. This puck gets sent down. No icing because you can't tell who touched that last. Connor LeDuc. Oh, makes Aiden Van Wee throw his stick away. Here's LeDuc skating down with this puck. Gets picked by Leo Carpenter. Trying to move it forward. LeDuc still there with it. Puck knocked down by Carson Pettinelli. Pettinelli coming back with it into the O-zone. Loses that puck into the corner. Stephen Wheeler after it. Mark Verano. Oh, got there first, but Wheeler had that puck momentarily. Now it gets knocked into the trapezoid by Pettinelli. There's Connor LeDuc. Gets that up for Hoteling. Hoteling can't get it away from Verano, who sends that puck back into the corner. Leo Carpenter centering pass for Verano. Shot and a save by Nate Gillette. Caleb Robert receives that pass, dumps that puck into the Rome zone. Shot on net by Jackson Smith, and save made by Dante Spirace. Oh, Caleb Robert said something he shouldn't have said. Well, that's unfortunate. I think so. Ontario Bay Storm penalty, number 5, Caleb Robert, a 5-minute major for high sticking and a game misconduct. Number 5, 5-minute major high stick and a game misconduct. Penalty served by number 13, Ethan Potter. Time of the major penalty, 5:07 of the third period. Yep. Of course, you got to watch the game, kid. He cracked the kid over the head with the stick.
I thought it was something for painting for that.
Thanks.
Whacked him in the face. I bring it. I could have known it.
Oh, that puck stolen by Cameron Dallin. Dallin trying to weave his way down. He's got 2 defenders on him. Loses the puck, pushed away by Mendiola. Rome Free Academy power play goal scored by number 4, Braden Meeks. assisted by number 10, Aiden Van Wee, and number 14, Jacob Bruno. 4 from 10 from 14. Time of the Rome Free Academy Black Knight power play goal, 5:28 of the third period. And since it's a major penalty, Rome stays on the power play. Aiden Van Wee moving this puck around slowly, albeit shot taken by Meeks, save made. Rebound comes all the way down. Aiden Van Wee coasts back to pick up that puck. Here comes Mark Verano with the puck through the neutral zone. Makes his way past Stephen Wheeler. In the slot shot, save! Nate Gillette! Here's the face-off to the left side of Nate Gillette. Ramus squaring off against Miles Mendiola. Mendiola wins. Puck comes back for Mudry. Stephen Mudry feeds this over to Townsend. Turned over. Here comes Caleb Ramus, our only Obey goal scorer. That's an offsides. Stephen Wheeler hit that puck. When they were offsides, Ramus was in ahead of the puck. 3 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the major penalty against Caleb Robert. Law with the faceoff pushes that puck forward, trying to chase after it. Puck goes down. Jude Sestito picks it up, passes it across to Stephen Mudry. Mudry at the blue line feeds this back to Sestito. Sestito making Dalin cut back and forth. Stops short at the point. Dalin trying to steal that puck and knocked it away, but Sestito able to recover. Passes into the middle. Shot taken. Mudry. Kick save. Nate Gillette. Rebound comes out to the point. Mudry not able to hold it. Brings this back into the neutral zone. Dumps it in. Rome checks up on sides. And that puck is sent down the length of the ice by Ontario Bay. Dalin chasing after it. Spirace rips this around. Picked up by Sestito in the neutral zone. Feeds this ahead to Mendiola. Mendiola in and knocked down by Carter Donnelly. Nice check, Carter. Caleb Ramus backhands this all the way down. Spirace grabs it. Dante winding up for the shot. Nope, he passes this up for Braden Meeks. I thought for sure he'd try shooting that on net just for fun. LeDuc grabs that puck, sends it over to the side, picked up by Mendiola, and it's stolen by Cameron Dalin. Dalin in, gets this around Mendiola, almost able to pull that puck with him. I don't know why Cameron looks so tired. He's only been out there for 2 minutes. Puck sent into the middle for Aiden Van Wee. Aiden over to Bruno. Bruno back to Van Wee. Shot. And looking for the tip from Meeks. Meeks missed it. Puck comes back out for Verano. Verano to Van Wee. Van Wee over to Bruno. Bruno to Meeks. Meeks trying to stuff it. Puck knocked free. Bruno has it. Bruno to Van Wee. Van Wee coming across the blue line. Fires that forward. Goes off of Dallin's skate to Bruno. Bruno over to the boards at the hash mark up to Van Wee. Van Wee sends this off the boards into the corner, and it is grabbed by Dalin, and he dumps that puck all the way down so he can go get himself a drink of water. 1 minute to go in the power play for Rome. Wheeler coming in, almost stole that puck. Stephen Mudry coming back with it. Mudry into the offensive zone, fires that on net. It was wide of the post. Blocker to the corner by Nate Gillette. Mudry coming up to the point position, now in the center point. 35 seconds to go. Shot, save, rebound is in the blue paint. Goes back behind the net. Sestito skates it over to the corner. Sestito, top of the circle, puts it back over for Van Wee. Shot, save made. Gillette reaching for his paddle, able to get it. Mudry, short pass over to Bruno. LeDuc tries clearing this off the backhand. Nothing doing. This comes over to Sestito. Shot. Save. Nate Gillette. Hey, Eric. Good to see you. This game was way closer in the first two periods. I mean, Rome was always in control, but it was 2-0 after the first, 4-1 after the second. Less than 7 seconds to go in the power play for Rome. There's the faceoff. Pettinelli picks it up, puts his back to Mudry. Shot through traffic wide left off the backboard. Dalin gets this out. And the teams return to even strength. Dalin tries getting this over to Law, but Mudry blocked that pass. That was his job. Mudry tries sending this up and out. Comes into the neutral zone. Dalin with the check. Law trying to pull it back. Pettinelli comes away with the puck. Dalin back checking. Van Brocklin puts the check on Pettinelli. Dalin gets hit by Aaron Coleman. Puck comes over for James Law. Blondie, as we'll call him for now. Law over the blue line, yanked down. That's going to be a hook on Aaron Coleman. Right, you're only allowed to do that in football. Rome Free Academy penalty number 23, Aaron Coleman, 2-minute minor for hooking. Number 23, 2 minutes hook. Time of the minor penalty, 10:42 of the third period. It's an Ontario power play. That puck fed up off the boards on the left side for Connor DeMott. Moves it ahead. Oh, and he's able to keep it in. DeMott trying to swat at that puck. It gets knocked up for Bruno. Jacob Bruno coming back. Feeds us over to Verano. Back over to Bruno. And it's a glove save. Nate Gillette. Let's watch that, baby. Verano back over the shot. And Nate full split with the glove. Atta boy, Nate Gillette. Nate Gillette keeping the boys in the game. Ontario Betty ready to mount a 5-goal comeback here with 5 minutes and a half to go in the third period. Dalin tries getting this around Mendiola. Mendiola buries him. Law picks that loose puck up. Law at the center point. Shot, save. Dante Spirace. No rebound. Mendiola had Dalin's stick lifted anyway. 5:21 to go in this game. 1:03 remaining in the power play for Ontario Bay. Law gets his puck to Dalin. Dalin brings us over to the corner behind Law. Has it set up in the corner. So Law at the hash mark, top of the circle. Back over to Ledoux. Center point, fired. That gets tipped wide. DeMott not able to get it. Loose puck picked up by Aiden Van Wee. Fires this across. Puck goes all the way down. Ledoux to get it. Sestito there. Try to keep him honest. Ledoux feeds this over to Law. Law cuts this by Jude Sestito. Squeezes. No! Mark Veranos takes it back. Dalin there to knock that puck free. Law trying to back check over against Mudry. Mudry dumps his puck down. Ethan Potter grabs this puck, rips this all the way around for Leduc. Leduc can't catch it. Stephen Mudry picks it up on his half of the neutral zone, fires it, goes off of Dalin, lands for, well, Verano fires that, goes wide left. Picked up by Jacob Bruno. Bruno sends this back to the point. Mudry can't hold it in. 5 seconds to go. And here comes Aaron Coleman out of the box. DeMott. Sorry, that's not a Dalin, that's a DeMott. A shot and a save by Dante Spirace. I think Ontario Bay's got Rome right where they want them. 5 goals in 4 minutes, right? Why not? Oh, never mind. Here's Brock LaPlante in deep. Coming around, held back behind the net by Sam Newton. Forced over against the boards in the corner now, Pettinelli. LeDuc on him, pressing him against the board. Stephen Wheeler trying to pick that puck free. Coming over, Charlie Townsend trying as well. Hey, Sam Newton gets into the mix. Now the puck comes out. LeDuc trying to grab it. Backhands it up, held at the point by Mendiola. Mendiola fires it, goes nowhere. Able to nudge it forward. LeDuc there, off the boards. Mendiola stops it with the skate, gives it right back. Sam Newton picks this puck up. Sam's going to try to get it out of his zone. Passes it up, and Stephen Wheeler catches it, passes over to LeDuc. LeDuc carries this through the neutral zone into the O zone. Connor moved to the middle. It has that puck taken away. DeMott fires it and absorbs a hit from Aaron Coleman. And there's a big cross-check from Jonathan Sayon. And Connor DeMott going in to retaliate. And this is going to add more people into the penalty box. So RFA is in 3rd place in Division 1 of Section 3, and Ontario Bay is in last place. There's really no need for this kind of angry sentiment between these two teams. Incidental minor penalties. Rome, number 27, Jonathan Sayon, a 2-minute minor for roughing. Ontario Bay, number 14, Connor DeMott, 2-minute minor for roughing. Time of the incidental minor penalties, 13:47 of the 3rd period. 5-on-5 hockey shall ensue. Shot on net off the face-off save made, Dante Spurace. Faceoff comes back to the point. Corbin Willis sends this in deep. Stephen Mudry back, sends this over to the corners. Jude Sestito over, trying to play this puck out. Dalin there, puts this back to the trapezoid, grabbed by Mudry. Mudry has this clearing pass, stopped by Law. Law to Dalin, and he couldn't get the extra stretch. You have to buy that kid a longer stick. Ramus kicks this back to Dalin. Dalin off the boards for Willis. Willis through the legs, shot and a kick save. Nice shot through the legs of Aaron Coleman. That one hit off of Coleman, goes to the corner. Zach Sandstrom over there. He gets checked. Ramus shot, blocker save, drops down in front of Cameron Dalin. Dalin in the corner, off the boards, back for Willis. Willis feeds this back to Dalin. He drives this to Ramus. Ramus back to Dalin. Dalin skates this up, trying to get away from Sandstrom. Not able to. Sandstrom gets this puck out. Sent back in by Willis. Brock LaPlante on the far side. Puck stopped by Ramus. Coming over, Caleb O'Hagan. O'Hagan to Willis. Willis touches this puck forward. Caleb Burns back to get it for RFA. Now Miles Mendiola sends this over near side. Aaron Coleman clears it. Icing is waved off. Dylan Van Brocklin turns and fires this puck back, and that's going to be an icing. Cameron Dalin not able to knock that out of the air as it passed by his hip bone. And we've got a tripping penalty against Rome. What? Trip. Rule-free academy penalty number 29, Brock LaPlante, 2-minute minor for tripping. Number 29, 2 minutes trip. Time of the minor penalty, 15:30 of the third period. It's an Ontario Bay play. Donnelly feeds this over. Oh, and it gets missed. Law can't get it. Puck picked up by Braden Meeks. Meeks moving down. Meeks has got Sestito with him. Meeks overshot and a goal. Less than 1 minute of play remaining in the third period. Rome Free Academy shorthanded goal scored by number 4, Braden Meeks, assisted by number 20-something or other, 25, Miles Mendiola from 22, Jaden Hussey. Time of the Black Knights shorthanded goal, 16:05 of the third period. Leduc with this from his trapezoid, passes up to Sam Newton. Newton into the neutral zone, fires this puck all the way down. 13 seconds to go. Puck collected by Jonathan Sayon, and this gets sent down the length of the ice by Rome, and we've got a player down. Is that Steven? Yeah. Steven Wheeler's down back behind the net, but he gets up on his own. Steven Wheeler is going to be okay. And the rest are saying they just ran into each other. That means that they didn't see and have no idea what's going on. And that concludes another exciting game of ice hockey at the Haldane Memorial Arena. My last high school home game with a player on the ice. This game ends Rome 7, Ontario Bay 1. Remember, one team, one fight. We're here for Hunter Stouffville. Thank you for your support this evening as we continue to support Hunter in his battle against Ewing sarcoma. Thank you all for coming out here this evening. Please remember to fold and return your warming blankets to their appropriate receptacles now that the game has concluded. Please check your immediate area for any personal belongings, including trash, cell phones, chargers, or small children. Please take them home with you. We don't need them here. We look forward to, maybe we'll meet up with you guys in sectionals. You never know. We're going to try. Keep an eye out at the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence for as much sectional play as I'm able to cover. For one last time from the Haldane Memorial Arena, this is the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, reminding you, don't wait for it to be a good day. Make it a great day, everyone. And thank you all for watching. Shout out to my sponsors. Please support them as you support me. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, reminding you, don't wait for it to be a good day. Make it a great day. I'm not crying, you're crying. I don't know if you guys did see my pictures I took with my boy on the ice, but all right, one last time. Thank you all. I appreciate you. Make it a great day.